Yo, Beast from the East, and you're watching Lights Out.
This is Lights Out. I'm Faisal Khan, and welcome to our podcast. Joined by one of the usual faces, HF, and I've got a few new guys joining us today. On my right, Rizwan Hussain. On my left, Idhnan Hussain. Today's pod is a little bit different to the usual ones. We're going to be talking about our favourite fights that we've seen in the last current few years. And with obviously a few new faces, so we've all picked a fight each that we're going to discuss. We're all going to discuss the result of it and the actual fight as well. We'll start off with HF. Your favourite fight and why?
Well, one of my favourite fights from recent times has got to be Floyd Mayweather versus Canelo Alvarez. Simply because I actually predicted Canelo to win the fight based on his size and athleticism and his youth. I thought he'd be too powerful. I thought if Floyd gets hit by Canelo, it'd be lights out. But when I watched the fight, what Floyd did that day, he just schooled him with the shoulder roll, just ducked and on the ropes and just countered. And it was amazing to watch.
A boxing lesson, wasn't it?
And I think that was probably one of Floyd's top 3 best performances in his career. You know?
Whereas looking back at that fight, will it always be remembered as one of Floyd's best performances?
Yes, of course, like HF said, you know, Canelo, young, hungry, very, very powerful. And to be honest, I probably would be edging towards Canelo winning that fight. But
especially with Mayweather getting on a bit as well with
yes,
age
of
and
course,
Canelo just coming
aging
up
out.
as well.
But what we saw from that fight was this textbook boxing. Beautiful it was.
Idhnan, obviously you're a big Canelo fan. Every time I speak about boxing, you tell me. Are you surprised with how easy Mayweather managed to win that fight?
To be honest, I wasn't surprised because I think Mayweather, you know, personally for me, the best boxer I've ever seen, you know, in our generation, definitely. So it's not surprising. I mean, a lot of people did have Canelo to win that fight. I, to be honest, didn't know which way it was going to go, and but it was a masterpiece, and you know, Mayweather schooled him.
Yeah. So is it at that point you realise that? Do you know what, Mayweather for me?
He's on another level, another planet. God.
No one in our era can even come.
Do you think if Mayweather's come out of retirement now and it was to happen again, what do you think the outcome
right now for Canelo?
Yeah.
I'd say Canelo. I'd say Canelo.
Yeah, you have to say it because
Mayweather would have too much for him. I think.
Do you reckon even now?
I'd say I'd go with Mayweather schooling him again. It'll be closer.
Because Canelo's moved to 160 now, as well, remember that. When he fought Canelo the first time, he brought him down to 150, I think it was, 152. He weight trained him, which obviously was to his advantage.
There's obviously a lot of hype about Canelo going into that fight. No one really gave Mayweather a chance, and I think it was a bit disrespectful because Mayweather, you only have to look at his resume before that fight.
Yeah, but it's these types of fights that made people realise that Mayweather is special.
Yeah, great fight, and obviously another fight that Mayweather will
prove his doubters wrong.
Exactly.
He's done it against De La Hoya, he's done it against Hatton, he's done it against Pacquiao, Canelo. Every fight we doubted him, and we thought, do you know what, this guy's got a chance against Floyd
as well.
Ortiz,
that was a long time
there's
ago.
a chance.
Yeah, we always thought, this guy's got a chance to beat him. Turns out 50-0.
We'll move on, Riz.
People even thought McGregor would beat him. What kind of bullshit is that?
We all
that stupid left hand of his. We saw what that left hand was about. We all fucking mutting.
Listen, I don't want to speak about McGregor and Mayweather. For me, it was just anyway. Moving on. Could be the correct word. Moving on, Riz. What was your favourite fight and why?
Obviously, last couple of years there's been some brilliant fights, but one of my favourite fights for me has to be Amir Khan and Medina.
Brilliant fight, absolutely brilliant fight.
Good fight.
And the reason that is one of my favourite fights is I'm a massive Amir Khan fan. I've watched all his fights, you know, I've always supported him. Going into this fight, I actually thought, what are you doing? You know, this is Medina. He probably was at that time the most powerful puncher at 140. He was dangerous, you know. I think that was suicide going in against Medina. Obviously, we knew Khan technically was good, but his chin, there's a question mark even today. And one hit from Medina, it would have been lights out. And then obviously looking into the fight.
What's the channel name, by the way?
So yeah, going into the fight, who would have told you? Round 1, Medina's down. Like, what the fuck is going on? Amir Khan's put Medina down.
Great body shot, wasn't it?
Beautiful.
He doesn't do body shots very often, but that one landed.
It actually surprised me as well.
You know, looking at that fight, Riz, do you think that's the one fight where Amir Khan showed he's got a chin and he's got a heart?
So obviously after the first knockdown, people could say, it's a brilliant shot. You know, anyone in that stage would have gone down. As the fight, you know, went on the next couple of rounds, Amir Khan boxed brilliantly, but everyone was waiting for that one opening, and then came round 10.
Yeah, he was
That's
struggling
when-
a bit, wasn't he?
Yeah, Amir Khan took some
struggling, but-
huge shots, and surprisingly, he took them, which I was very, very, very impressed by Amir Khan then. But does that resolve his chin? I don't think so. But for me personally, because of what was at stake, and Medina, the punching power, Amir Khan went on to win that fight. That's why it has to be one of my favorite fights.
What was your fondest memory of that fight?
I think it was the body shots.
Yeah.
I think his stamina. I think as Rizwan just said, he took a lot of shots. Maidana's a heavy puncher, and you look at his fights, and he's
He went down to
technically.
Broner.
There you go, Broner. I mean, he had him in his pocket, to be honest.
Undefeated Broner as well.
Yeah, but come on, I don't think Broner's that special. I mean, you can sell fights, but I mean, to be honest, his movement.
Yeah.
His speed, the way he was dodging shots as well, I was equally as
But then
impressed.
towards the end of the fight, he got hit a lot, didn't he? But
He did.
showed heart and
You know what?
courage.
There was a time at that point I was actually thinking, no,
Round 10.
no, yeah, exactly. I was thinking, you know what? He's gonna go down. He's gonna go down purely because he's got that tag now of that glass chin.
Yeah.
But he proved a lot of people wrong. And you know what? Personally, I think he has off days, right? But he does have a chin. He's got a bit of a chin, but it's what, you can't look at his other fights, and compare them the same. Canelo was something completely different. He would have knocked out. Apart from
And we don't know, he might have been abusing drugs at the time as well.
but
He might have been on
apart from someone like
That's obviously for a different podcast.
in reality, right? That punch, only someone like Golovkin
Yeah,
can
only
can
Golovkin,
absorb,
yeah.
and we saw that. And I think he's got a chin, and his movement, it was
It's not
brilliant.
great, chin.
Looking back at that
It's
fight,
not
do
great.
you think it was the right result in the end?
For Amir Khan.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Of course
With the knockdown.
He won it.
Do you not think
won.
Maidana won the last maybe 4 or 5 rounds?
He lost the last round.
Yeah,
I
the
think,
last round was really,
he
really
won
close.
around 2 to 3, 4 rounds, but obviously
10-8 round.
The round 10 was not actually a 10-8 round.
Yeah.
It was it's still a 10-9 round because he never knocked down. Khan never went down, whereas the first round was a 10-8 round.
Great
I think
fight.
Khan should have finished it earlier had he kept going to the body in the second, third, fourth round. Could have finished it earlier.
Definitely a great fight. One of Amir Khan's proudest moments in his career, and Marcus
100%.
Maidana could not walk away from that fight feeling disheartened because he put a lot of effort into it as well. Now we'll move on now. Your favourite
Yeah.
fight and why?
There's been, quite a few fights, and I really had to think about this, right? But in the most recent times, and the reason why I've chosen this fight as well is because he's still got a lot of doubters. For me, AJ versus Klitschko.
Yeah.
And the reason why is, I'll tell you this now, right? Everyone, till this day, is still saying Klitschko's finished. Klitschko went into that fight, it was like the shittest Klitschko we've seen. He's finished, he's past his best. I completely disagree. I think physically, and I think like in terms of hunger, he wanted that fucking fight.
Yeah, especially after losing the world title to Fury, he wanted
exactly.
to
If he wanted,
regain the world
if you think
title.
about it, he's retired since, right?
Yeah,
So
I'm going to stop you. Did you not remember you saying to me, because obviously you was away that time, I remember you messaged me, you were saying like, if this is Klitschko at 40 years old, look how much energy he's got, look how fit he looks.
He was hungry for it, and I personally think, right, before that, AJ had some fights where they were like, oh, you know what, physically he's better, he's bigger, and no one's really, able to compete with that. But then he was up against someone that's dominated the heavyweight, scene,
Yeah.
for decades. So for me, that was his biggest test, and he came through it. I think he's got a chin, and he showed that because he went down. And then he had the cheek to whisper to him and say to him, look, you better knock me out. If we get past round 11, I'm going to knock you the fuck out. And that's exactly what he did. And you know what? No one can actually claim that they've knocked out the great fucking Klitschko. AJ can. For me, it was brilliant. For that was a pinnacle. AJ, on top of his game, fucking announced himself. What was his test before that? Charles Martin put him on his dui. Put him on his ass. That was nothing.
Riz, we discussed something last night when we were just, we were just amongst ourselves, and we said about that punch that Klitschko threw to AJ.
Right.
And some people said that most fighters wouldn't have stayed up and that they did not really rate that punch, but some people said that punch was a brilliant punch.
I think
AJ got
yeah.
knocked down because of how good the punch
Right,
was.
so-
Looking back at the punch,
Yeah.
what would you rate it? Do you think it's a punch that any other heavyweight?
I think 90% of the heavyweights right now would have gone down.
So do you
and
think
maybe not even got back up from
do you
that
think
fight.
Dillian
Punch.
White, Wilder, all these fighters would have gone down?
They
Joseph
would've-
Parker.
Yes.
Maybe not Parker. Parker's got a good chin. White would have definitely gone down.
No, Parker would have gone down. If
so?
Dylan White can knock him down.
'Cause the thing is, it wasn't a clean punch, but if you look at it again, Klitschko, he plants his feet, he waits for that, and it was right on the chin.
It was a clean connection. You know,
Do you know what, though?
Shane,
I'm looking at
I disagree with
I'm-
Shane
I'm- I'm- I'm-
Shane O'Huff because he said, look, it was tiredness. It's got nothing to do with
I'm looking
tiredness.
at the fact that
He was
how
on tempo as well, so
how
it's
has
a good
AJ
solid
gone?
connection.
I think
Yeah.
me personally, I'm looking at AJ's engine here. He's gone from knocking Klitschko down. What was it, round 5?
Yeah.
And then he's almost got knocked down himself. So maybe he's probably thought I'll go down and get a bit of a breather and I'll slowly start
That's
building.
bollocks. No,
You could look at it that way.
It's the way he fell, it's a heavy fall.
He was
You could see
gone.
from his
He was
face
gone.
he was hurt.
Yeah.
And you could see from his legs as well he was hurt. But the thing is, heavyweights any heavyweight can punch, right?
Yeah, of course.
So you cannot say that wasn't a good punch. Klitschko's fucking been a master in this
Technically, he was
game.
also a sort of
HF,
strict 1-2.
HF.
Yeah.
Even though Klitschko lost that fight, is that something he's going to be remembered for the effort and the heart he put in?
Yeah, I think
At 40 years old, especially
after
losing.
his reign, where people saying he was a boring champ, and they were so glad when Tyson Fury relieved the belts from him, they were discrediting Klitschko and everything that he achieved in his career. So for him to go into the AJ fight and show heart and bravery, he kind of showed and reminded the public of why he was a champion for so long. Because it takes bravery and heart, determination, and courage to be a champion for as long as he was.
But not only that, physically he was fucking fit.
Yeah.
You look at his abs. I mean,
Like, yeah,
HF would eat
he's obsessed.
strawberries off it.
Yeah.
You know, he was chiseled. he was chiseled. Like 40 years
There
old,
was
he was in a peak
There was
condition.
talks of a rematch. It never happened.
I would have loved to have seen
What
that.
would have
But
happened?
look at this though. Imagine Klitschko was 5 years younger against AJ.
I think technically he might have won.
There was talks of a rematch, and it didn't happen in the end. But what would have happened if it did?
I think Joshua would have
Yeah.
probably beaten him again.
He would have knocked him out early, 3 rounds.
You got to remember, Klitschko's would have been 41 years old.
All right, well, great fight. One of my favourite fights,
Brilliant
definitely.
fight.
Moving on, obviously, to the last one is my choice.
Yeah.
Wilder versus Ortiz.
Great fight.
Another heavyweight banger.
That fight.
It was a fight that
It's a good fight.
I remember that obviously, doing a bit of broadcasting, podcasting, and interviewing. You have to obviously keep up to date with the fight before the fight.
Yeah.
A lot of
Good fight.
before the fight, the build up to the fight, the training camps. There's a lot of talk, a lot of people saying that Wilder's never been tested before. When he gets tested, he'll get knocked out. And obviously, people looked at the fights against De Verd and Molina, and a lot of people say De Hapus as well.
Yeah.
They were saying Wilder's not fought anyone decent, and Ortiz
Yeah, he was a good fighter.
is a very good fighter.
Top 5 for me.
He was
Very
undefeated.
He
Very
proved
good.
in that fight that had he been a bit younger, he might be a world champion now. But the one reason why I would rate that fight and why I would give Wilder a lot of credit, the first time he gets put in trouble in his career, and me and you were messaging each other that night of the fight, and you said to me, Wilder's
It's over.
going down.
Yeah.
And I said to you, no, he's not going down. This is his test, and he would prove to everyone that he's got a chin and he's got a heart.
Yeah, I didn't believe he had a chin. I knew he had
And-
the sledgehammer, but not the chin.
Your response on WhatsApp that night, I still remember, was like, what a punch, how on earth is he still standing?
Yeah, I'm
and
still
Wilder
shocked.
took
Still
it,
shocked.
and he stood up, and
See, I'm in a WhatsApp group with my mates Malik Corruption and Bonaris, and I was at home. They were at the actual fight.
They trained it, didn't they?
They trained it there. They had a buckle and they were there. I mean, they got through the wind tunnel in the end. And I mean, they go, look, you know what, Wilder, big lad, number one, and everyone in that stadium thought he's going down.
yeah.
But he proved it. Not
the
only has he got a big one, but he can actually take it as well.
The beauty,
But
the beauty of that fight for me is just the ending to it. It was a great fight. It started off very slow,
Started slow.
and you know what?
Wilder put him down, didn't he?
in
Midway.
boxing. Yeah, in boxing, we've had some great commentators. But I remember Adam Smith and Adam Smith.
Not Adam Smith.
Adam Smith.
Was it Adam Smith?
No, Adam Smith was
Sky
commentating for Sky
Sports,
Sports,
yeah.
and he was going ballistic And it was like one more punch if
Yeah.
Ortiz could connect.
Because we don't want to
World
see
champion.
Ortiz versus Joshua, did we? We want to see
Yeah, but
Wilder.
King Kong, as his nickname.
Ortiz is a half. Let's be realistic, right? But he's a half, but he's got heart.
He's a-
And
listen,
I think
I
HF,
think-
correct me if I'm wrong, he was undefeated before that,
Yeah,
right?
it was 24 knockouts and 28 wins.
Who?
No joke.
I think Ortiz can trouble some of the heavyweights now.
Ortiz top 5
To be
heavyweight.
honest, that Wilder defeat now, I don't see him.
You don't think
you know what?
Ortiz is
Put him
gonna be
against
top four?
Price. Put him in there.
I wouldn't say top 4.
Okay, who's fourth then?
I mean the top 4 right now, obviously the 2 champions, AJ Wilder, and
Fury.
then it's White.
I wouldn't put Fury up there, yeah?
Fury there.
And
I'd go Fury there.
I'd go for
Based on
Fury.
potential.
And
Parker.
I think nah, not Parker. He's not
I
Parker.
think Parker's in the top 10 easily,
Oh,
right?
he-
Top 6.
You have to.
seven.
You can't discredit the
Ortiz is up there.
champion who Fury
Yeah.
Ortiz
was.
is still
I'll
up
put
there.
Ortiz in top 4.
Chisora's win puts him back in the mix as
So,
well.
I disagree. Hugh Fury is not
I
anywhere
think
on
Dillian
that
White's
level.
climbed up that.
He'll be a really top 5.
Back to the fight,
Yeah.
HF.
Yeah.
Is it a fight you'd watch again, or why?
Or as in
Would
same
you watch it
fight
again?
or
Would you watch it
rematch?
again, or would you
A
watch it
rematch.
again, or would you want to see a rematch?
I don't think we need a rematch. Wilder did
Wilder did what he had to do, knocked him out,
Knocked him
you know.
out. The power was there. You know what Wilder's capable of. He's
Yeah.
able to get outbox, but he's got the equalizer, and that's what he showed. And that's what he probably will show against Fury too. Might show against AJ too. He's just gonna basically show everyone what he's all about.
I mean, he's got that one solid punch.
I've never seen punching power like that before.
Do you
But
think-
it's his technique as well. I don't understand it, but he gets so much power behind it. It's like
He takes
it's
one
like he's
punch.
it's like he's fucking bowling at a cricket match.
Yeah.
You know, and he's
It's
about
like,
to.
it's like a windmill, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a wind tunnel. But the thing is, right? It's like he's gonna fucking bowl at 90 miles an hour. You know, he's gonna fucking go for that middle stump.
Wasn't he? Didn't he start off as a basketballer or an American footballer?
Yeah.
I mean,
Big bastard.
There's so many different stories. Apparently, he was a thief. You know, he was involved in a lot of these different things. He's a heavyweight boxer at the end of the day. Joshua's been in trouble with the police. You know.
Do you think that puts the heavyweight division on notice that this guy it'll take a lot to get rid of Wilder, because Ortiz did hurt him and it still wasn't enough to put him
Yeah,
back.
yeah, of course. The thing with me was, like I said to you on the night, I was just waiting for
I love
Ortiz to land, and I thought it'd be lights out, hashtag. But yeah, he proved a few doubts wrong, and yes, people like Tyson Fury and Joshua are going to be thinking it's not going to take one punch, so it's not going to be a walk in the park. So yeah, he's up there.
I don't think Fury could knock him out. I
No.
think
Fury can't
technically
knock out a wank.
because he's awkward, he could probably. Sorry.
Fury couldn't knock a wank out.
Well, I don't know about that, HF.
Well, anyway, listen, we're not here to talk about people's,
he probably
nighttime play. Listen, we're here to
I
talk
don't
about
think
boxing.
he can knock. I don't think Fury can knock him out. I think maybe because he's an awkward. He's a bit of a FF. Him walking, like he's awkward.
But technically, though,
Technically he's awkward, right? So, but if
Right.
he hits
He
him with
gets
that
one
one Yorker, the Yorker that I like to call it, lights out.
If Wilder connects
out of the
one
four
punch
fights,
anyone-
out of the 4 fights, so you went for Madonna Khan,
Yes.
you went for
Canelo
Canelo
Mayweather.
Mayweather, I went for Wilder Ortiz, you went for AJ Klitschko. If we had to do a league table on in terms of which one was the best, let's be honest, which one would be number
For
1?
me, although I love the Conor Medina, it'll be AJ Klitschko.
I think AJ Klitschko wins
Well,
it.
best fight that you have to really
Out
watch.
of
again.
Out of the
four,
four,
yeah.
out of the
So
four.
let's have
That one had me most excited.
Right,
it
so
was just so
we watched
dramatic.
that together as well last week. Didn't we?
Yeah.
So AJ Klitschko.
I watched it. I was at the edge of my seat. I shut in my pants. It was literally that good. I was buzzing. I'd never seen
Let's-
something like that. It was
Second, which one comes in second place?
Conor Medina.
Do you agree?
I'm gonna have to go for Wilder Ortiz.
Sorry, what fight did you say again?
Canelo Mayweather. I said.
Yeah, the thing, the way.
Canelo Mayweather was a subtle. It was like a work of art.
Or what fight comes second?
I'd go for the Khan one. Khan one was
You go
there was
for
more excitement.
It depends on what you like, innit?
I'll go for Wilder Ortiz. You
Do you
went
know
for
what?
Mayweather.
Do you know what?
So-
No, I'm gonna go for Mayweather Canelo because of what
Right.
was expected and what didn't happen.
More votes for Conor Medina, so that comes second. So then it's between Wilder Ortiz, Mayweather, Canelo.
I think it's because we're fans of.
Can I
Khan.
justify why my league table is like this? Because I'm basing on excitement and you know twists, you know what you don't expect, and you're just like, wow, what the fuck? Like, Canelo Mayweather, brilliant fight technically, but it didn't have you on the edge of the seat, did it? So third place for me,
It's work of art.
Wilder Ortiz.
Okay, so four.
No,
It depends on
Mayweather.
what you like. If you like action packed, would you like a
Fourth.
beautiful chess match?
Well, fourth comes Mayweather Canelo. Listen, we can all obviously we can go on about it all night, but we'd like to hear the viewers' thoughts in the comment section, don't we?
Yeah, of course.
No, 100%.
And we'd like them to hit that like button.
That one.
And even more subscribe. And yeah, thank you guys for watching the podcast. Like I said, let us know your thoughts in the comment section.
Add me on this Instagram.
I'll put the details in the description section. But I want to thank Idhnan and Riz for joining us. HF, pleasure as always.
All the stunners add me up.
Thank you very much for watching.
Lights out.